Welcome to the 1031 Exchange Passive Income and Investment Series. This show is brought to you by 1031navigator.com. 1031 Navigator is the best way to plan, execute, and complete your 1031 exchange with peace of mind and confidence while saving you both time and money.
Hey everybody, Thomas Morgan here with 1031navigator.com. Hope you're doing well. Pretty excited today. Have a few different announcements, most of which were driven by listeners of the podcast or YouTube viewers and people I'm either working with right now or have closed deals with in the past couple of years due to the podcast. I'll go more in detail into it later on in the show, but we are announcing a new Q&A format and a listener call-in number where you can ask your own 1031 triple net commercial passive income questions, and we'll answer those questions on air. Also want to send a few shouts out to some past clients and existing clients and read you a couple different emails that people have sent me in the last couple weeks. First of all, I want to announce that due to some listener inspiration, I have taken the leap and as of yesterday stopped all paid marketing. I've been in business almost 20 years, and paid marketing is normally part of the game. But the people that are calling me, emailing me, contacting me, people I'm doing deals with as a result of the podcast and YouTube channel, I feel like it's a better fit for me. It's a better fit for the client. And I'm going to go all in on this Q&A format because I think, one, that adds the most amount of value to anyone listening. Even if they don't want to do a deal with me, they can take the information and go do a deal themselves. So one, I think I can provide the most value doing that. But two, the people I end up working with, I have a much tighter bond with, much more familiar relationship with, and can provide a higher level of service to. The paid marketing, it's just like anything. When you pay for marketing, you don't know who you're dealing with on either side of the equation until you establish a relationship. So I'm excited to announce that I've paused all paid marketing, and we'll see what happens. But I'm as busy as can be just with the work I have going right now, and hopefully the caliber of listener and people that are coming into me as a result of this show we'll keep going and keep progressing. So I appreciate you listening. I appreciate your questions. I appreciate you doing business with me, and I'm excited to work with you in the future. So that's number one. And then number two, I want to send some shouts out to different clients. So the first client and listener I want to send a shout out to is Melinda in California. Melinda and I did a Family Dollar deal about a year ago as a result of a 1031. She had sold a cabin type vacation property that had been in the family a long time and wanted to convert it to an income property. And we also did a refinance on that deal, and she was able to pull out some cash and put it into some other investments. But Melinda, I want to just send a shout out to you. Thank you very much for the email I received today, and I just wanted to read a couple parts of that email. Hi, Thomas. Hope all is well. As I mentioned, I wanted to get you connected to Alicia. Alicia is, one, an amazing person, and two, in a similar situation as I was in considering a sale that might best require a 1031 exchange for tax savings. I shared with Alicia that working with you was a complete joy and an amazing education. She has many alternatives to ponder at this stage, and it's important for her to be connected to people with knowledge and integrity, i.e. you. You were fantastic help with me in getting my head around the industry and the options I could consider, including our discussions beyond my 1031 exchange. I'm sure you'll both have a productive conversation when you have some time to connect. So, Melinda, thanks for the referral. Thanks for being an original listener of the podcast, and hopefully I can add some value to Alicia in our phone call that's coming up. And another listener shout out goes to Sharon in the Southeast U.S. Sharon, you know who you are. I'm not going to share too many details because we're currently in the exchange right now, but we're doing a 4-property portfolio and excited to be doing the due diligence with you and working with your attorney. And I just wanted to say thanks for listening. Number 3, I want to send a shout out to Kamal in the Southeast as well. Kamal is doing a 2-property exchange. Kamal was actually a YouTube viewer originally. So thanks for watching the YouTube. And the second to last listener shout out goes to Lucy and her family in New York. I helped Lucy and her family do a 1031 exchange this fall. I'm probably going to do a whole episode about it because of some things we ran into along the way with one property we had identified. Then it ended up having some issues, and luckily we were able to end up closing on the 2 other properties we identified under the 3-property rule. But Lucy's family ended up buying those 2 properties sight unseen because the first property fell through. We had no other options. We had 2 weeks left in the actual 1031 period, not in the ID period, but the actual 180-day period. And they took a leap of faith based on some of my expertise and guidance and the demographics that we had pulled. Luckily, those 2 other properties were still available. There's a longer story to all of this, of course. But Lucy just sent me an email just the other day, and the context is her dad had not seen the properties. No one in the family had seen the $2 Generals they purchased, but I just wanted to read the email. Hi, Thomas. My dad just got back from Pittsburgh, and he is happy to report that he is impressed with the Dollar Generals. Also, a sincere thank you for the generous gift of wines. It was a pleasure to work with you. Hope to have an opportunity again. Best, Lucy and family. Lucy, you're very welcome. I'm glad the properties worked out. I'm glad we completed the 1031 exchange, and I'm excited to do an episode about some of the things that happened over the 1031 period with the seller of the first property and kind of how we ID'd the properties and how we ended up making the 1031 work. And now that leads me to the last part of today's announcement, which is the new Q&A format that you will find in some of the following episodes. I'm still going to do these long-winded episodes as I see fit. Also have some interviews planned with some other people in the 1031 and triple net industry. But we're going to do a new shorter format where people can call in or email in or text in their 1031 triple net passive income questions, and I will potentially answer them on the show. And this is also an inspiration from a listener, and a shout out to Ron in Pennsylvania, who I'm going to be helping him do a 1031. He's selling a business operation that has a liquor license, but also has some real estate, and he's looking to do some passive income investing. So, Ron, I want to send a shout out to you. It was a pleasure to speak with you last week and answer your questions in a private phone call. But also, I appreciate your other email you sent with like 10 or 15 pointed questions, which I think we covered in the phone call. But I've also made or going to be making a series of short episodes answering those questions. So I appreciate you being an engaged listener and emailing in the questions. So thanks everyone for listening. Hope you enjoy the new Q&A format. And if you want to call in and leave a voicemail, it goes direct to voicemail for the podcast hotline. You can ask a question, just leave your first name and your question. And if you want me to follow up with you, you can leave your full name, email, full phone number, et cetera. And I'd be happy to do a private follow-up. But if you want to just ask a question for the show, just call 970-300-1994. Again, 970-300-1994. And you can just leave your voicemail with a question, and I will answer questions accordingly on the show. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the 1031 Exchange Passive Income and Investment Series. To help create, grow, and protect your wealth with 1031 exchanges and triple net properties, visit 1031navigator.com or call 1-866-539-1777. Again, call 1-866-539-1777. 888-539-1777. Make sure to remember to ask Thomas about our 1031 VIP program. You can put thousands of dollars in your pocket on your next 1031. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review it where your podcasts are peddled. And if you have a friend considering a 1031, make sure to share this show with them. A referral is the best compliment we can receive. Thanks for listening, and see you again soon. And remember, this show is provided for your informational and educational purposes only. Be sure to check with your accountant, lawyer, and/or other tax professionals and advisors before relying on this information. Although the information contained herein is believed to be accurate and reliable, we do not guarantee its accuracy or completeness, and it is provided without warranty. Common sense is the best practice.